You can write a check, you can put cash in. Some people even put gambling chips in the offering plate. I'm not kidding. Because it's really giving not only to his church, it's giving to the Lord. So Dr. Lynn, would you scripture on your heart, whatever's in your heart, because you're my mentor. Do whatever you want.
The Lord shared with me the word stewardship. You know, Paul the Apostle thought very highly of stewardship of his calling and ministry. Let's pray. Let's believe, God, that our vision will even expand and extend and do more effectively than ever before. Father, in Jesus' name, I thank you for the privilege of being part of this great work right here at ICLV.
And the buckets are going to go around the aisles. Go ahead and give as the Lord leads your heart.
All right, man, let's get to it, man. Let's talk this real boxing-ish. You know, we coming no Diddy, no Harvey Weinstein, no Kevin Spacey. Gonna be talking about Triple G in the Hall of Fame, being a Hall of Famer. Anybody want to come on and get this work, they can get it. African, American, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, anybody can get it. Also gonna talk about Vergil Ortiz and Jaron Boots Ennis, the Fundora and Keith Thurman being canceled. We can start off there. Here for a good time, not a long time. So hit the link tree, join the Patreon. Guarantee you won't regret it. We'll update it today or tomorrow. I already got the videos already done, so y'all gonna enjoy them on both tiers. Hopefully y'all get both tiers. So they canceled the fight. I forgot the fight was even coming up. I didn't even know Boots was fighting this weekend until like Sunday. So yeah, I kind of forgot. Kind of been out the loop. I just, you know, I'm not even really anxious about Norman. That Norman card. I really ain't antsy for that to get there. So really, to be honest, it ain't really no cards that's really getting me excited after Bud and after Brother Bud and Canelo. After that, I mean, really, I mean, when you look at the docket, ain't really nothing to really get excited about. I know y'all excited about that card, and I see the Norman Senior and Bill. They're doing a great job of promoting it, as well as Benavidez. So here we go right here. We got Dave Allen fighting tonight in the UK. Sheffield, I think it's Eddie Hearn card. You also got Ennis and Lima. They fighting tonight both in Philadelphia, both matchroom card. Also, you got Kieran Turkajan. It's also all three of these cards on his own. He's fighting in Latvia, Riga, Latvia, which I feel like he should have been on that Turkey card versus somebody. Other than that, Garcia, he got his farewell card, independent on card going with at the Barclays Center. He doing it. So this is farewell card. Nair Albright is fighting Richard Colby on the card, which, you know, hopefully he got compensated. Chris Colbert on the card. Gabriel Rosado fight Devin Alexander, brother Von Alexander. Oh, I mean, whatever Millions company is, nobody picked it up, which, you know, I see the Zone picking up these bullshit ass fights. They should have picked up Danny card. Joey DeWacco is on the card as well, too, for those who care. Joseph Parker is fighting in the UK October 25th versus Fabio Wardley. That's on the Zone. That's it. Ain't nothing really. Joshua Buatsi and Zach Parker. That's one of them. I mean, Lubin and Fundora, November 8th. Yeah, so shout out to Lubin. I'm going for Lubin. I thought Schofield Jr. was gonna fight, or Schofield the third was gonna fight. What's my man's name? I thought he was gonna fight Mortella. So I don't give a fuck about him fighting Joseph Diaz. Even Butler, he's still fighting after getting knocked the fuck out a couple times. All right, November 14th, we got the Clown Show. Jake Paul taking on Gervonta Davis. I think the only card I can fight on this card I care about is Anton Russell versus Andy Hiroka. Chris Eubanks and Conor Benn. I don't give a fuck. November 15th. And then Jake Paul joined on Netflix, by the way. Benavidez and Yard. November 22nd. So Lamar Roach, and ain't shit to look forward to. I don't want to see none of this shit. Honestly. Other than the Devin card, I don't want to see none of this shit. Just keeping it real with y'all. Other than that turkey card, the end of the year whack as hell. I heard T.O. talking about. T.O. said he might he said he might be fighting Pacquiao next. So like I said before, that's what Coon Nash or Coon Stevenson get. That's what he get. He might be fighting Pacquiao. I'm like, yeah. But with Fundora and them pulling out, it don't surprise me none, to be real with y'all. Wasn't nobody talking about that fight. I forgot it had came up. Fundora don't sell tickets. Keith Thurman don't sell tickets no more. So don't matter. They may reschedule it as a co-main event to another card. They may reschedule it. They may reschedule it as in another place or another venue. But ultimately, they didn't want no tickets. I'm saying that right. Nobody was talking about it. And right now, Vegas is kind of in financial turmoil. Right now, people are not going to Vegas and spending their money and having a good time no more. So, in the top 10, cities that grossed this year, the Las Vegas wasn't even in the top 10. So, people understand that the Strip is a scam, and, going to get you, join and win some money in Vegas, it ain't gonna happen. So really just go there, have a good time. Even if you as a man is looking there to go have a good time, especially as a bachelor and trying to get with the tourists or just find another tourist or somebody to mess with, the problem becomes most of them on the strips is selling coochie. You meet a nice girl, you get her to the room, she started listing out her prices, how much it is for the coochie. So then that becomes a problem. Like, okay, I'm gonna go to Vegas and I just can't even meet people platonic or people and just kick it with them. I gotta pay for pussy. I gotta pay for the expensive ass hotel plus the resort fee. You know what I'm saying? Like, for what? And then if you go to Vegas, you don't see the baddest bitches neither. So it's like, what am I going there for? Like, come on, I'm going to gamble to lose, or I'm going to do one of them long ass classes, one of them long ass classes to get a free comp for a hotel. They don't even want to give it to you. Or, really, the party scene ain't really shit because, the chicks all selling coochie. Like, what's the party scene then? Kind of catch my drift. So nobody really going flocking to Vegas no more. That's becoming outdated. It's becoming outdated. And a lot of time, and I've been reading, they in some type of, financial crisis. They in some type of financial crisis right now. So on top of that, so it's hard to find people to comp tickets to high rollers, and people ain't playing in Vegas no more. So yeah. So when you start seeing them, a lot of them tickets that being sold, they be comped. They're comped. They're comped because they couldn't sell the tickets. So nobody's gambling where you can comp them the tickets. A, B, nobody coming to the fights, so they had to cancel it. And ultimately, if you had to bet, if they canceled the fight, who would be the canceller? Who would be pulling out? People would say Keith Thurman, and we already know Fundora lied about having a nose injury already, and he's regretting taking the advice of PBC. He's regretting taking that advice all day. He's regretting it. I'll tell you that right now. He passed up the Crawford fight. You know what I'm saying? That he could have, let's say he could have won or lost that fight, would have got a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? You know, he regretting it. He's seriously regretting, you know, his trusting him. And I don't understand as a fighter, honestly, as a fighter with the PBC brand, how can you trust them? Literally, how can you trust them? Who have they built? Who have they built into a star? Nobody. So I don't understand how people still get in there and they trust these people. All they did was scam y'all. He's staying loyal to Samson, and he ain't became no bigger star. I mean, Fundora was just fighting on the co-main event to Pacquiao and Barrios. Let's keep it real. He was just fighting as the co-main event to Pacquiao and Barrios. And you passed up a Crawford fight. You passed up a Xander Zayas fight. So that's my opinion about it. But you know, ultimately, a lot of these people, they make their own decisions. You know, a lot of them, they make their own decisions, and I think for the most part, you starting to see some regret. You starting to see some fucking regret. But as far as the fight, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I guess it did strengthen the boxing schedule. So I guess when you look at it, it did strengthen the boxing schedule. Because now without that fight, it ain't really much to look forward to. So who you looking forward to? Seriously, what fight you looking forward to other than until November 22nd? Y'all really gonna watch the Tank fight? Hopefully y'all won't, because y'all sit here, y'all complained about the Tank fight. Y'all complained about it. So if you're gonna complain about something, why would y'all show up and watch it? Why would y'all show up and support it? Why would you get Netflix that feedback? And that's what we want. If y'all get a feedback, and people, even if you talk negative about the Tank Davis and Jake Paul fight, even if you speak the absolute negative, but the numbers are up, guess what? All they care about the numbers. They don't care about the backlash. All they care about is the numbers. Like that song Wiz Khalifa and Big Sean. What is it called? Numbers? He said, I'm doing numbers. I'm worth $1 million, bitch. I'm worth $1 million. I don't know how many y'all niggas heard that. I think it was on Cabin Fever. Dope song, by the way. So they don't really care about this. They don't care about Fundora. Fundora is a fucking idiot. He said, I'll just do what they tell me to do. I bet you, and you let them pay you what they want you to pay. He's a fucking idiot. He's a fucking idiot. You know, he is a grade A idiot, bro. You better take control of your own career. But you know what? People that don't want to know, they can't handle the truth. And people like him who don't want to be in the know, for real, like him, because he don't want to fight the guys. Like that Mazaliev got knocked him out in training camp. The word on the street is Mazaliev knocked his bitch ass out in sparring right before the Lubin fight. So of course, you know, he ain't trying to mix it up. And you know, he don't get no criticism because don't nobody give a two what's in a wham about him. You feel what I'm saying? He don't get no criticism because he dropped every belt he held. Then he dropped the WBA and Bud ended up with the WBA. Then he turned around and dropped the dropped the WBO, you know, because he didn't want to fight Xander Zayas. Then he turned around, he got the WBC, and then the WBO came out and said, we told his team. You know, he said, we told his team. We told them, like, they had to fight, I think, Terrence Crawford, and then you had to fight Xander Zayas. Now, Samson Scam Lewinsky, you know, and them probably told him a lie. They probably told him an absolute lie. You know, they probably told him an absolute fucking lie. But it don't matter. This is who you employ. It's kind of like Vergil Ortiz. Every time, oh, we didn't sign no contract, but if Oscar ducked the fight or signed a contract on your behalf, you signed him to be your representation. So what are we talking about? What it boiled down to, real talk, if y'all really want to know the truth, 54 went from a division where everybody fought everybody. Everybody fought everybody. It went to a pussification division where nobody want to fight nobody. Now you see why Vergil Ortiz never got a title at junior welterweight, and now he trying to leave 154 pounds. Now you see why Fundora dropped his belts. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is pussy, bro. Let's call it what it is. Ain't no way Vergil Ortiz and Vergil Ortiz and Sebastian Fundora fighting 2 or 3 weeks and within each other, and they couldn't fight each other. Let's keep it a bean. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. And then they sit here and they get out here and they tell you, well, I don't know. Dana White won't succeed in boxing. And no, it's a scam, bro. I heard Antonio Tarver say that what's the dude's name? Eddie Hearn Eddie Hearn has a partnership with Rock Nation coming. Or a sign. Don't give a fuck. If you ain't with Turkey, you getting ran over. And tell me I'm lying. If you're not with Turkey Al-Sheikh, you getting ran over. Mm-hmm. Real talk. If you ain't with Turkey, you getting ran over. That's why Eddie. He pumped and dumped Eddie. All that shit they did to Bud Crawford. Eddie Hearn was on a Turkey was on a Terrence Crawford revenge tour. You don't hear people talk about that though. He gave them niggas the bait, and they took the bait. That's a fact. He gave them the bait, seeing how they operate, reeled them in, and then went behind their back and gave the power to Dana White. It wasn't because he worked with them and they wasn't good businessmen, because they fucked over Terrence Crawford. That's why. They fucked over Bud. So it's kind of like Freddy Krueger's revenge. This nigga want a Rice Krispie treat. Come on, come get it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. You know he can't have this shit. Come on, get up here and get it. See? You know he can't have that. This nigga know he's smart. He's smarter than what people think. Dogs are. And look at that, get right back in his bed. You know you can't have no Rice Krispie treat. Go ahead, eat it. You're gonna be sitting right there hollering. Oh, my stomach hurt. Yup. And I'm gonna watch it. He mad. He mad. We just had treats though, so this nigga got a pitless stomach, but he got a sensitive stomach. Let's move on. What else we talking about? Jaron Ennis and Vergil Ortiz. The biggest scam going, man. These niggas are scam artists. What man? Jaron Boots Ennis fighting tonight. I'm gonna talk about him second though, right? But Bruce MF Vane made a good point. This guy said that we don't know this. This shit was funny when he said it. He said we don't know this. But to us, it's a tune-up. But to Boots' team, this is a step-up fight. Oh, all right, I can see that. So I'm starting to think he can't take a punch, in my opinion. But we're gonna say lug Boots Ennis or mug Boots Ennis. Like it. That nigga got no swag. Y'all see that shit he was wearing? Let me pull this shit up real quick before I'm about to saute this nigga real quick. And we're gonna get to Duxican. Y'all see he was wearing with the face off? Dog, he dressed like an autistic Japanese kid. His parents let him dress himself. Motherfucker dressed like an autistic Japanese kid. Anime fan. Look at this nigga. Mom, can I dress myself today? That nigga dressed like a autistic Japanese kid, and his parents let him pick his outfit out. God. Come on, man. Come on, man. These niggas cannot dress. Look at this nigga, man. Come on, man. Nigga dressed like an anime action figure. Come on, man. The nigga dressed like My Academium Hero ass looking ass nigga. Y'all niggas on the East Coast, y'all feel all bad dressing, dog. These new niggas got y'all fucked up. Look at Lima. Straight suit. Cool. This nigga. Nigga like an autistic Japanese kid getting on the short bus shoulder with his book bag on. Come on, man. Nigga like he about to get on the short bus. Kobe salute. He about to get on short bus shoulder. Aight, that's what they aight. They say you look drained though. I don't give a fuck. It ain't me. If he lose tonight, I mean, I really don't care either way. If he lose, he lose. Give us something to talk about. A lot of them pro Boots Ennis channel. Well, he was drained for this fight. He. I knew this nigga was shit when his daddy was in the corner, and they was fighting Turkajan in a rematch. He was like, "Just knock him out. Just knock him out." I'm like, nigga, you gonna tell me how to knock him out? Yeah, Wiz Khalifa, Trader True, Big Sean. They Trader True fight. Then they jumped that one nigga, man, Zero. Yeah, y'all used to niggas. Y'all niggas cannot fight. I seen that. Y'all niggas got no hands. That's why the Charlos track. Well, they from Lafayette. Y'all don't claim on it. Yeah, I seen that fight. Oh, man. The average nigga can't fight. I hope y'all know that the average person cannot fight in general. I see females fight better than the average guy. I can't fight. Every once in a while, you get across two people or one guy who can shoot the fade. But you got to think about it. Most men, you ain't really fought. You ain't fought in school. But then most dudes don't keep themselves in shape neither. Most of them fat motherfuckers is just rolling. And I'm like, man, jumping. Like, man, at least they ain't pulling no fire. Shout out to them. Both built and both have a scarecrow brain. Use car lugs. He said he had the SpongeBob 11s on. Ennis probably got him from the plug. It wasn't wavy at all. Man, I heard he about to get out. Nigga rolling over in his cell right now. You don't see how these niggas dressing. Max B rolling over in his bunk right now. He says, CJ Boost not from Philly. He from the suburbs. The way he moves, this is not Philly. He moving like the stanky tank. Look at y'all. Nah, that nigga become the greatest fighter of all time. Philadelphia's on, y'all. Vergil gave Xander more smoke in a single week than he gave Fundora in the full year. And he's a WC interim champion. Mr. T, that is exact. But here we are, right? Here we are. This is what I want to talk about. Vergil Ortiz say move the middleweight inevitable as title shot continues to elude him at 54. Because you stop acting like a bitch. Every time his daddy get associated with somebody, his name get associated with somebody, and one of his daddy always get on there. We ain't doing that. We ain't signing nothing. We ain't fighting him. We ain't doing that. Who said that? I mean, I don't know. We ain't fighting him. But you niggas straight busters, man. Lubin better do us a motherfucking favor. I don't know, it was his G Day the other day. Shout out to Wall State to Lubin. I think it was like last week. Shout out to you, dog. You better do us a favor. Put this Tex-Mex motherfucker to sleep. Put him to sleep. Beat him, man. Well, I mean, he said, I'm just not getting my shot, or they just don't want to fight. The fight fans know I want to take the toughest fights possible. I'm optimistic that these fights are going to happen. We just got to force it one way or another. What fight? What shot you ain't getting, homeboy? Homeboy, what shot? I mean, you can fight Mazzaglia for the title right now. How you can't make the 10-pound rehydration clause and you moving up from 140, 147 to 54? What's wrong? Why you can't make the 10-pound rehydration clause? You don't want to fight nobody. You just a suntan Ryan Garcia, nigga. You just a suntan Ryan Garcia. Let's keep it real. Ain't nobody eluding you, bro. He talking about Xander's ass. You ain't trying to fight Fundora. You ain't trying to fight because you ain't pressing to Fundora. You ain't trying to fight Mazaliev. Get out of here. He said ultimately I think they will fight Vergil. When you're talking about the business side, Fundora's with PBC and they have a lot of fighters for him. No, they don't. When PBC and Thurman and promoter Oscar De La Hoya get together and make fights, it's really be good for the sport. I know Fundora will fight Vergil. They're giving him Thurman next, not no more, because Vergil is too big of a risk. And like, what you mean? What's the risk? Fundora don't make PBC no money. He don't sell PB. He don't make PBC no pesos. You feel me? You feel me, homie? He don't make no money. Fundora is trash. Like as far as a ticket seller and a popularity to be that tall and nobody cares. So what's the risk? They losing money every time Fundora fight. Vergil Ortiz don't want to fight nobody. It's as simple as that. Robert Garcia can get up there and be captastic all he wants to. They don't want to fight nobody. They don't believe in themselves. They don't. He said, we're going to review all mandatories at our convention in Thailand December 3rd. WC President Mauricio Sulaiman told Boxing, quote, we can provide a specific plan to fight each other. If they remain active and healthy and keep doing what they can do, there will be a time where they can meet each other. My thing is this: what's the point of having sanctioned belt bodies if they don't do their job? Every time something, something good got to happen for the sport or for somebody, it always takes some time for something that, we got to take time. When they take your money off that card, you return that item. You know what I'm saying? It takes them forever, 2, 3 to 4 business days to get money, but it took you 3 to 4 fucking seconds to take my money off this card. Same thing with the sport of boxing shit. Saying, this just take time to order a fight, man. Get out of here. That's why I said, man, pack them up and get them out the sport of boxing. There's no point for them being a sport of boxing. They do no good. All they do is take the money and put it in their pockets and put their kids through school. That's all they do. They do no good. They do no good. They do no good. You see when Canelo beat Crawford, how Mauricio Sulaiman looked, he was hurt. Like, come on, they're not objective, bro. They favor their own fighters, and all you dumbass black fighters that keep paying sanctioning fees to them, they ain't doing nothing for your community, ain't doing nothing for you. Nathan, they not doing Nathan for you, bro. They take your money and putting their kids through college. They taking their money and giving they money to their peoples, bro. That's just the God honest truth, man. They don't do conventions in the hood and buy boxing gear for the American boxing youth. They don't do that. They don't do it. They take that money, put it in Mauricio Sulaiman, fat ass stomach, fat piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? And he take care of his people. We don't take care of none of them fighters that help them make that money. So why continue to pay into something that's like paying into a 401k or paying into a stipend or FSA, HSA stipend, but you don't get to use the money. What's the point? What's the point? That's a great question. What's the point if I don't get to use the money and I'm just pouring into an account, into something that I can't use? Why y'all keep supporting it for? It's no point. Vergil Ortiz just simply boils down to he doesn't want to fight nobody. That's the God honest truth. Vergil Ortiz doesn't want to fight nobody. He started calling out Xander Zayas because he feel like he can win. He won't fight Mazaliev, a guy who ain't fought in over a year. He refuses to get in the ring with Mazaliev. So answer us that question. Why won't he get in the ring with Mazaliev? Why? He available. They full of shit. He really is, dog. So don't nobody feel bad. Sorry for him. That's like y'all hearing these bitches' story on the internet. Y'all feel bad. Like, no, let me hear the man's side of the story first. Because these hoes be lying. Just like Vergil Ortiz. He a hoe too. Nigga probably wear a thong in the bed, nigga. Y'all ever seen him with some bitches? Probably gay. Probably might be. Because he move like it. He might be, dog. He might be, dog. Because he move like he want to crush the Shields opponents. Hell yeah, he move like he want to crush the Shields opponents. Come on, man. He move like he bleed once a month. Come on now. Come on, am I lying? Just keeping it a bean with you, dog. He don't move like no man, dog. And every time they get in the ring with somebody, they name get associated with somebody, they run. They duck Crawford. Come on, then Crawford leave him out to fight Canelo. They say, yeah, I call Crawford to see if we can fight. Man, shut your bitch ass up. He offered you a fight at the 40-47. You said no. Then you got to say, oh, I ain't turned down. Get out of here, man. Him and his daddy a scam. When him and Boots fight, it should be called scam. It should be called scam. They're scams. They are scam. He is a fucking scam, bro. He largely lost his last 2 fights. He's a scam. Scam down, no. I'm telling you, man, they better check. Hey, man, Vergil Ortiz might have some Nigerian in him the way he be scamming. He might have some Nigerian in him the way he be scamming, dog. Vergil Gates, okay, I read that. He said they don't want to press Fundora, don't want to fight Marzaliev, gave Xander a team. How you gonna give Xander anything and he the champion? Ortiz and Ennis stay capping. It's annoying. High real low. Yeah, I agree. All sports. He said, salute CJ. Can't stay long, but had to say Keith told Sean boxing fans are 2% of the business, but the 2% are the reason why they had to cancel your fight. He said that. Hey, send that to me. You get a chance. Where he said that. He said boxing fans are 2%. How is that 2% of the business? How is the consumer 2% of a business? That's why y'all broke. That's why y'all both broke. How's the fans? I'm being real right now. How's the fans 2% of the business? That's like basically saying that's like fucking Clorox or Arm & Hammer saying, well, our consumers are only 2% of the business. Okay, where else y'all selling blow on the side? Come on, what y'all doing? What you mean 2% of the business? So pay-per-view sales ain't most of the business. Attendance ain't most of the business. You know what I'm saying? Merch, people buying merch ain't most of the business. People, when they come to Vegas, paying the even when you buy the tickets, you got to pay the resort fee on the tickets. Come on, what are we talking about? I would love for him to come on and say, okay, what's the other 98% of the business then? Come on. Come on. Let's keep it real. What are we talking about? He said they waiting around for vacant titles, all this pump. I mean, that's a fact. Remember, not Vergil, but Ryan Garcia and Tank said Tank's titles don't matter. Look at Ryan. Now he see an easy title to get from Barrios. All of a sudden, now he want to fight for a title. Come on, who they fooling? Come on, who they fooling? Look at Ryan Garcia. I thought belts didn't matter. And he fought Rolly for a belt. That's another problem with the sanctioning belt bodies. They make it easy for these cowards to get belts. Shame on the WBA for even making this fight, putting Rolly in a title fight or Ryan in a title fight against each other. That's a joke, bro. That's why I say I agree with everything. I agree with everything that brother Dana White is saying, man. I agree. God, and the word to the mother, man. He ain't lying. He ain't lying. If the sanction about bodies is gonna make the sport worse, then I don't get it. This motherfucker worse than he is, because at least Boost got a title. He had 2 titles. PBC holding on to what they have. It's over with. Al Heyman been gone. He's somewhere getting slapped from the Bizak. Bernie and Norman Sr. been cooking Boost on Mill City Channel. Bernie said Boost is a champion, but still moves like a prospect. That's a fact. I mean, it's a lot of that. That happens all the time. Tank was a champion, and he moved like a prospect. You know, I think like 1 in 3 champions move that way. Are actually prospects. Take time. We need extra check. Yeah, I mean, yeah. He said, tink. We're finna retire. David will eventually. David about to lose. Man. David about to lose. And he already said he left PBC. I'll pull that up for you. I ain't dropped that video yet. Oh, there's a couple videos. I gotta look in my archives. Hold on. I feel like yeah. Here you go right here. I don't know. Though. Maybe I didn't put. I don't really know. I feel like I released that video. Maybe I didn't. I gotta check the archives. I go to check the archives. 1 second. I feel like there's a couple of videos I feel like I didn't release, or I might have deleted them by mistake. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't know what happened to that video then. I felt like I released it. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I gotta look through the archives on my phone. Yeah, I feel like it's a video I did with about Stephen A. Smith. I don't know what happened to it. I might have released it, I might have not. Yeah, I guess that Benavidez video, I didn't release it. That's crazy. I don't even see it in here. So yeah, let me go check the phone or the computer to see what I did with it. Yeah, I guess I didn't. I had a video talking about him leaving PBC. I must not. I gotta go check and find that shit. But I did a video on it. I did a video on Stephen A. Smith being banned by Dana White. I don't even see that video. I ain't redoing them though. Fuck that. Oh my bad, y'all can't see it. Here y'all go right there. See. Here y'all go. Hold on. Here y'all go. Huh. He said Moses and Torres, Doug, Frank Sanchez. Yeah, I know. Didn't Sanchez just lose, get knocked out from somebody, and suck a shit like this is why he lost 30% of his hairline. He said play continuously disrespect the customer and complain about failing sales piracy. Yeah, like I agree. Like, man, yeah, like fuck out of here. Fuck coon ass Sean Porter too, man. Yeah, Ortiz and Ennis moving like WNBA players want the revenue split from some revenue that don't fucking exist. Yeah, I agree with that. And the crazy thing is boxing is strong to shit on. And the crazy thing is boxing is strong to shit on Dana White, but boxing been shitting on his fans long before Dana White came. Yeah, facts. And they just mad because shit gonna change. It's like, Trump coming to these cities with the National Guard and all these, y'all notice all these fucking black mayors are saying like, and the governors, oh, we gonna fight this. Well, you should have been fighting the crime that been going on in your city. I'm telling you, a lot of these liberals and these Democrats is demonic, bro. Did y'all know 110,000 residents in Chicago are gang members, bro? That is the people don't see a problem. A guy literally got deleted in Chicago on live. I seen it happen twice. I didn't watch the last video. The first video about 3-4 years ago. So so we just supposed to let crime go on in the inner city, and y'all not gonna clean it up. the citizens are not going to observe and report to the police, and they're going to have this policy where citizens can't snitch, but rappers and drug dealers can snitch. We're going to continue to have a dangerous neighborhood for our children to walk in. We're going to continue to champion all the worst shit. You get mad because somebody cleaning it up. Now understand, they get money to fight gang funds and they steal shit from politicians. That should let you know everything you want to know. That nigga in Chicago, a piece of shit. That's why you can't vote off identity politics. You can't vote and say, oh, that's a brother. No, you got to vote for the best person for the job. Especially a lot of y'all that live in y'all inner cities, y'all own homes, or, you can rent homes. Your local politicians are very important to your safety, your property taxes, your house value. This is why HOAs exist. Usually when you don't have a good treasurer, you probably want to have HOAs because it's going to make sure the house value stays up to par. Because one bad house on the block can drop the value to everybody's house on the block. And I understand a lot of y'all don't understand how value in that shit work. Now I'm going to school y'all real quick before we end off on Boots and Triple G. Let me explain it to this. You want to know why Toyota, let's use the 4Runner, right? I'm thinking about getting one. You want to know why the Toyota is so popular? Let's just say you don't want to lease a car. You want to buy it, right? And you buy a car. Let's say you buy a Volkswagen, whatever, Tiguan, whatever you call it. You buy it, in about 2-3 years you driving it. You didn't want to lease. You want a new car, right? They can do that for you. Even if, you're a modest earner, you got a couple dollars. So you trade the car in, you bought the car. Let's just say you bought it for 30 bands. Let's say 30. Let's just round down 30. And you bought it for 30. So you traded in. They said, well, we only give you 15 for it. You like, well, it's in good condition. You know what I'm saying? And I thought at least I'll get 20 for it. But no, we give you 15. It's only worth 15. So, guess what? That negative equity, you're responsible for that 15,000 still. You're now a lot of times they have rebates. So they might have before Trump got rid of Joe Biden's electric rebate, they gave you up to $7,500 rebate if you bought an electric car. So that $7,500, I think it ended like the 35th of September. They got different rebates, so I'm just using this. So at least that would have cut you down to about $875, about not 8 or 9,000. But what happens to that 15,000 in negative equity? You want to buy a new car? Guess what happened to that negative equity in that car? If you want to get a new car, okay, I want to get a Tahoe for 60 bands. Okay, we'll just throw that 15,000 equity from that Volkswagen you had, and now you paying 75,000 on a new Tahoe. Or let's just say you just got something cheaper. You got an Equinox for low mileage for 20,000. So now you owe 35. So you back damn near what you paid, or if not more, what you paid for the Volkswagen. So that's why value is nice. Now, if you notice with the Toyota 4Runners, if you go back 4 or 5 years, they still worth 40, 35, 30 to 40,000, especially if you got low mileage. They cost just as much as the new one. They cost just as much as the new ones. So the new standard for 40,000, 40,000, 45,000, you trade a used one in, you can get 35, 40,000 for a used one. Don't let it have low mileages on it, so that's why value is tremendous. So if you trade it in, I didn't want to lease, I didn't want to do the mileage shit. I traded in, I don't really have no negative equity. I traded in for a new one, I'm good. But when you got something that don't hold value, it puts you in a hole. So that's why they had houses, that's why they HOA, so y'all can hold y'all value can jump. Or at least it can hold its value. So that's why that's important for people who don't understand how financially how things works, and the HOAs and why they exist and why your treasurer is very important. You know what I'm saying? That's why. So I know a lot of people don't really understand finances. Like when you start talking about APR, why interest rates are important, you get a bad high interest rate, you could be paying for something 2 or 3 times over again. If Anthony Yard takes out David Benavidez, the world Euro bum can leave the lips of Americans in the next 10 years. He said, David been looking mediocre ever since he fight guys his size. He can lose. He going to the upper room. He back on that powder. Oh man, I'm not even trying to truly be disrespectful. I see the signs, and his daddy losing fighters left and right. Pacheco left the other day. I'm not trolling you, trying to be disrespectful. It's pretty short size. Boo's gonna fight a bad. I heard that dude's pretty good though. That Abassis dude from Germany. Somebody told me he pretty good, but you know, back to Boots. Back and forth and forth. Let me see you go back. I mean, you know, for the most part, he a scam. You know, Eddie Hearn went on this brigade. You know, he went on this little rant saying that brother Boots Ennis can beat everybody right now, and you don't know shit about boxing if you don't agree. And you know, only person that can beat him is Crawford, but he think he beat Crawford. Man, we already know you a scam artist, Eddie. Eddie, you a scam artist. This nigga is a nepo baby, a nepotism baby. He ain't got no dog in him for real, bro. He don't even want to box. You know, you see the first time you allow his father allow him to dress himself, what happened? You seen it. So for the most part, Eddie is gonna say, and if Eddie wasn't with him, he wouldn't have nothing good about to say about Jaron Ennis. He'd be saying the same shit that we saying about Jaron Ennis.
If you think that Vergil Ortiz will beat Jaron Ennis, then you don't know shit about boxing.
Hey, that was my next question.
If you think that Mertzelayev beats Jaron Ennis, you don't know shit about boxing. If you think Sebastian Fundora beats Jaron Boots Ennis, you don't know shit about boxing. The only fighter between 154 pounds and 168 pounds that I can't categorically sit here and tell you Jaron beats is Terence Crawford, and I still think he beats him, but I can't. I'm so sure that he beats all those other guys. We just got to get the fights, you know. And you need people that have the appetite.
Dog, he literally lowballed Josh Kelly. Adam Booth came on and said they offered him less than what Josh Kelly was making. Real talk. He said he offered him less than what Josh Kelly was making in 10-rounder fights to fight Jaron Boots Ennis. Like he's a scammer, he's a liar. We know it. He's a scammer, he's a liar. They're not fighting any of those guys. You know, he's still going around saying that the Vergil Ortiz fight is signed. That's what he's saying. But Vergil ain't signed his side. He said we sat down with the zone and Oscar them, and this is what they want. And you know, but he said the fight still ain't signed though. That's what Vergil Ortiz wanted. He was signed the fight. His daddy came. They said once they didn't make the fight. Here we go.
And we've already signed our end of the deal to fight Vergil Ortiz. You know, we sat in a room with Golden Boy, with Oscar De La Hoya, with Eric Gomez, and DAZN. We talked about a deal. We flushed it out. We agreed the deal. We then put the contract to Jaron Ennis. He signed it. And we're waiting to hear back from Vergil Ortiz. Eric Gomez called me this week and said, look, we've got our fight coming up with Lubin. And after that, we will try and make the Boots fight. I said, well, good. That was the purpose of the discussion. I know Golden Boy want to make great fights. For me, that's the best fight in the sport. But after this fight, Touchwood Boots comes through in style, you will see him. He will either fight Vergil Ortiz, Mertzelayev, Xander Zayas, Fundora.
And I'm willing to guarantee you that ain't none of that gonna happen. I'm willing to guarantee none of that is going to happen. He's going to come back with some excuse. If it was that easy, why didn't Vergil Ortiz agree to a deal and say, once I win, I'll sign it, but we got a handshake agreement? They not trying to fight him. They said once Boots didn't take that fight from them, which was a scam by them, they don't want to fight. we'll never fight Boots again. Come on, man. This is a joke, bro. They are jokes. Eddie is a joke. They not fighting nobody, bro. I'll tell you that right now. They might not fight the Albasis guy. He probably gonna go on this because he don't want to pay no opponents. That's one thing we need to speak on. He don't want to pay the opponents. He don't want to come out of pocket. He don't want to come out of pocket. That's just the God on the truth. He don't want to pay no. He paying Boots way too much money. And right now, the rumor is they only sold 6,500 tickets as it was yesterday. So the residents of Philadelphia don't even want to see this shit no more. The residents of Philadelphia don't want to see this shit no more. Come on, let's keep it real. The residents of Philadelphia don't want to see this shit no more. They say, oh, you think we crazy if y'all crazy. You don't know shit about boxing if you don't think Boots can. If he could beat him, why not? You know, in my opinion, you know what I'm saying? Why not fight them now? What did you need a tune-up for? Your whole career been a tune-up. Your whole career been a tune-up at 147. Ever since you got here, it been a tune-up. Are we lying? Are we lying? So to each his own, bro. They can run that scam on anybody. They can continue to run that scam on y'all. They ain't gonna run it on me. They are not gonna run that scam on me, man. He ain't trying to fight nobody. Come on. So ultimately, we'll see, man. Let's see what else we got in here. So let's talk about Triple G, right? Ended off on Triple G. So apparently, you know, got a lot of people going to bat for Lil G, saying he a Hall of Famer. And I just want to know, based off what, is he a Hall of Famer based off what? You know what I'm saying? Because when you look at his career, I mean, you got to know, saying he's what, 42 years old? I think he's 42 years old. You know, he's a same age as Kelly Pavlik. He's 40, April 8th, 82, 43 years old. You go to Kelly Pavlik. $43 years old, right? You go to Arthur Abraham. Excuse me. He's 45 years old. You go to Sergio Martinez. He's 50 years old. Okay. Late starter though. You go to Jermaine Taylor. He's 47 years old. So where was Triple G at? Where was Triple G at? Him and Pavlik the same age. He about 3 years younger than Arthur Abraham. I mean, where was Triple G at his whole career, bro? You know, he could have fought Sergio Martinez. He chose to hide over in fucking Germany, wherever he was fighting at. He chose to hide over there. Wherever he was at. Germany, he was in Germany. You remember, I believe Triple G was a silver medalist or bronze medalist? Could be wrong on that. I feel like he medaled. He was a silver medalist in Athens as a middleweight. He was a silver medalist. He was a silver. Imagine silver medalist. Look, 1-22, 6-9, 5-1, 1-10, 9-4-2, 12-12-3, 10-9-4, 19-3-1, 11-1, 15-8, 20-3, 9-4-2, 13-9-1. Mostly in Germany, right? 29-3, 35-7, 13-2-1, 19-3-1. He fought his first undefeated fighter, right? He went to Panama, slightly below the 60-pound limit. Milton Nunes, he was what? 21-1, 14-2-1, 20. He fought Kassim Uma, who gave him everything he could damn near handle with that fight. Look at that scores in the Kassim Uma fight. He was ahead by 1 point on both of the scorecards and 3-1. He was getting his man. Kassim Uma was killing him. Right? Then he got the IBO. You get the IBO title. You ain't shit. You got the IBO. He fought Proska. Right? Where did he become the regular middleweight champ? Oh, I forgot they don't identify the WBA on here or WBA on here no more. They don't identify the WBA no more. That shit's so petty. I'm trying to see when he first got the WBA Reggie belt. Oh man, let me see. Let's see if we can pull this up. There we go. I think it's called Fight Facts. Yeah, let's see. Let me see if we can sign into this shit real quick. I just feel like I already had a fucking account with them. Making my way downtown, walking past, I'm home now. And I want you, and I need you. Wonder if I can back into the sun. Let's see, let me pull up this Mark ass nigga. Mark ass. So go pull him up. There we go. Here we go. The ghetto jam is about to slam. I'll let this shit load. Come on, fucking Turkeyology. Your website need to be a little bit more fucking faster. Shout out to GK Black. Here we go. When did he become? So they don't even show the titles on here neither, bro. Hold on. Okay, here we go. We in business. So he became the WBA interim champion fighting Milton Nunes August 14th, 2010, right? He became the regular champion versus Nielsen Julio Tapia, right? So hold on. Let's see. So in 2010, hold on. 2010, Paul Williams just got knocked the fuck out versus Sergio Martinez. Then he went up to 60 and he captured I don't know when he became the W. So Julio held the WBC title. So Martinez held the WBA title. I'm pretty much damn near sure of it. Hold on. Let's see. So he fought Paul Williams the second time at middleweight. My bad, in a non-title fight. So he had an impressive performance at the middleweight for the WBC and the WBO title. So I don't know who the WBA title then, who had the WBA title, but he had the WBC title in the WBO he took from Pavlik. Unless they just not saying who had the WBA title, the real title. Let me see. Let me see who's the WBA middleweight champion in 2010. Let's see if we can find that out. So here we go right here. It says in 2010, Gennady Golovkin won the interim middleweight title. Sergio Martinez won the WCWO titles. The WBA later elevated Golovkin to regular champion in 2012. Martinez defeated Pavlik in the championship in 2010. So I'm like I said, I think Martinez was the WBA champion. Maybe we can get clarity fucking here. Let's see. I don't want to talk him middleweight. This shit gonna take. Oh, here we go. Let's jump. So Hopkins, Taylor, Javier Castillo, Felix Sturm. So Felix Sturm had the title. Felix Sturm had the title. That's who had the title. He had that bitch hostage. Once De La Hoya robbed him. So yeah, he was Golovkin was a regular champion for a minute. I think until 2002. I forget when he eventually got that title. I think he was, like I said, most of his title defenses was regular. That's just what it is. Most of the defenses was regular, right? Let's just get back to what I was saying, right? So through this time, you had Felix Sturm, you had, Kelly Pavlik, he was same name as Pavlik. You had Jermaine Taylor, and all this time you had Sergio Martinez. Now the narrative is that Sergio Martinez, you know what I'm saying, ducked him. That's not true. That's not what happened. What happened was Martinez was killing shit. He couldn't get an opponent. He couldn't find an opponent. Nobody wanted to fight Sergio Martinez. He fought Julio Cesar Chavez. He got enough credit to fight him. And then at the end of the fight, like Junior came in as a fucking heavyweight, and Martinez hurt his knee in the 12th round, and he wasn't the same since. He fought Martin Murray in the rain in Argentina, right? And you gotta remember he was late bloomer. He's 50, and he just didn't look the same after that. So then once Martinez started limping, then Triple G started calling for a fight. But before all of that, you got to remember, Martinez was the guy moving up in weight. Martinez was the guy that was late to the sport, and Martinez beat the guy who beat the guy who beat the guy. The guy who got beat was Bernard Hopkins. Got beat by Jermaine Taylor. Kelly Pavlik beat Jermaine Taylor. Sergio Martinez easily beat up on Kelly Pavlik. It was bloody ring that night. He pieced his ass up and gave that whole biscuit. And I love Kelly Pavlik. And for years, if you go through that brother's box rack, he couldn't get a fight. He couldn't get a fight. And the minute he started limping, big drama show, big bullshit. You know what I'm saying? He fought Gregory Proska. I wasn't impressed. Gabriel Rosado wasn't impressed. Ashita, he had just knocked out James Kirkland, wasn't impressed. Matthew Macklin wasn't impressed. Martinez had already put foots and toes and elbows on him. He had already lost 4 previous times. Curtis Stevens, he was on his fucking couch. He wasn't even ranked, and they ranked him. He talked himself into a fight. Adama, trash. Daniel Gill, ass. Marco Antonio Rubio, ass. Martin Murray, that was a solid fight. Martin Murray's a solid fighter. He said, Willie Monroe Jr., ass. Dave Lemieux, that's the one guy he took a title from. This is the only time he won a title. He was the interim WBC for the interim. He always kept that IBO. This is the one time he took a belt, the IBF belt. This is the only guy he took a championship from. And if my memory serves me correctly, he was champion for a day. I want to say he was champion for a day. Yes, he won his title via a vacant title fight versus Hassan Nadam. He won his title via vacation season. I need a vacation. And then he fought Triple G. He didn't have a title defense. He didn't beat a champion. It was him. So the one guy he beat for a title was given a vacant title. He was given a vacant title. This is what they won't tell you, bro. I was outside then. You know what I'm saying? I was outside. You know, then he beat Dominic Wade, trash. Kell Brook moving up in weight because Chris Eubanks was too much of a pussy. He didn't even prove anything at 147 to be real. Never did, never would, never will. He beat Danny Jacobs. Most people feel like he got robbed in that fight. That was a robbery. He lost to Canelo. Don't matter. Had a draw. Don't matter. It wasn't a win. Minus Monterosian. That's because Canelo got popped hot for that shit in his ass. Then he lost to Canelo after Canelo got popped for that shit in his ass. He fought Steve Rose, looked bad in the Steve Rose fight for a hot minute. Fought Derevchenko, lost that fight, robbed the fuck out of Derevchenko. Come on, man. Fought Camille Zamata, Ryota Murata, fought a trilogy with Canelo, lost again. So his best wins are Derevchenko, which he robbed him, Danny Jacobs versus he robbed him. That's it. That's it. He never did anything polarizing in the sport of boxing. He got the same skin color as a motherfucking saltine. It's just a fact. He did nothing. He wasn't a superstar. He don't have gate records. He don't have anything but a fake title defense record. He ain't break no records. He ain't do none of that. He didn't break no records. He ain't do shit. He don't have gate records. He wasn't a superstar. The average American don't know who the fuck he is. So what did he do so polarizing? He didn't make the IBO hot. I can see if he said, oh, Golovkin made the IBO a major title, then cool. But he did nothing significant in boxing but look like a Brad. That's it. Nothing. He did nothing. He did nothing. He did absolute nothing. Am I lying? So they say you're a Hall of Famer based on what? He took a title from one guy who won his title by vacation season. He was in the same division for years as Felix Sturm, didn't get the fight done. As Arthur Abraham, didn't get a fight done. Sergio Martinez don't get a fight done. So people basically saying he's that ninja because he was ducked. Okay, if you ducked, you go get it somewhere else. If I can't get a fight at the middleweight division, then let me go to the super middleweight division. If I can drop down, let me go to the junior middleweight division. I don't get that. I don't understand it. I literally don't understand it. Oh, so we get in Hall of Fame because you didn't get an opportunity. Winky Wright was ducked, and he eventually got an opportunity. Triple G didn't want an opportunity. He didn't want an opportunity. He was here. He was Keith Thurman before Keith Thurman. And that's the God honest truth. He was Keith Thurman before he was Keith Thurman. So hopefully y'all understand that he did nothing polarized. You put him in the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame it no longer needs. We no longer need a Hall of Fame. We no longer need a Hall of Fame. Put him in a Hall of Fame. You no longer need one. Tear it apart. He did nothing significant for the sport. He did no record-breaker numbers. Nothing. Nothing. And I'm just being the God honest truthful. God honest truthful. He contributed nothing to the sport. All that ducking and politicking you see today, that's what he contributed. Negativity, duck shit, living off gym rumors. That's what it is. Living off gym rumors. He never did anything significant in the sport. Everything was given to him. He wasn't even a gold medalist. He was a silver medalist. Go look at that Kareem Usman fight. He was ass, especially in the beginning. Look at a lot of stuff that he was doing in the beginning. He was straight ass. He was robotic. He was stiff. And if you look hard enough, you can find interviews, especially after they split with Abel Sanchez, saying that they match made him that way because they didn't believe in him. They match made him to look better than what he did. He never was standing on them, calling them out. Remember, Andre Ward knocked on his door and he said, "Oh no, I don't want to fight. It's too soon." And then he get on the internet, like what, last year, and talking about, well, my English was bad. Man, shut up, man. Man, that nigga's a bitch, bro. Canelo best win he's a scam. He's a scam, bro. He's a scam artist. Tom Loeffler, that's why shit went right with Tom Loeffler since. Scam artist. He's the biggest scam ever in history, bro. And you knew he wasn't shit. You had a problem with Canelo popping dirty. Why rematch him then? That's my thing about it. Why rematch him? If you got a problem with Canelo popping dirty, why rematch him? That's my $1 million question. Why rematch him? Where's the principle? Because he was only here for the money. Must be the money that's earning me out. Must be the money. It's the money. He didn't try to move up. He didn't try to prove it another way. Nothing. And what he couldn't do, Terrence Crawford did with ease. What he couldn't do, Terrence Crawford did with ease. That just let you know, trash fighter. And all the black people be the black fighters. Oh, Triple G was so great. But then they'll turn around and say, well, Bud ain't that good. Man, shut y'all coon ass niggas up, man. Nigga was ass. Not saying he didn't have talent, but he didn't believe in himself. He was Gervonta Tank Davis before Tank Davis. If he get in the Hall of Fame, Errol Spencer's already getting in the Hall of Fame, Adrian Broner is already getting in the Hall of Fame. Both of them was way popular, and at least they took belts from champions or title holders. He didn't even take a belt from a title holder. Nigga, Lemieux won that title by vacation season. Come on. He won that title by vacation season. He lost to Danny Jacobs. He lost to Derby Chain. Those are his two best wins. Triple G, Loma, Kovalev were all hype jobs, very good fighters, but not all-time greats. Triple G is about to get in the Hall of Fame. To push him to be the greatest middleweight simply because of his skin. He said Triple G was scared to move up, to compare him to Hopkins and Tony. It's disrespectful to compare him to Hopkins, Tony, or Roy. Anybody. To compare him to fucking Genovic is disrespectful, and I mean it. Definitely lost to Sergey. He lost to Danny Jacobs too. Shit. Better BF is the real big drummer. They said he off that card, so I don't know what happened. Probably injured himself. Chief Red Klaus salute. He said had a chance to resurge his career after Canelo lost by fighting in Unified with Charlo and Andrade, but he chose to fight Sergey Murata and wait for a third Canelo fight. Yeah, he's always been a capitalist when it comes to this shit. I've been telling y'all that. Big facts with the tank appear. Yeah, ain't nothing but a white tank. He said Durbin, Deontay, deserve Hall of Fame. Thurman does. Yeah, if he get in there, absolutely. Let me get out of here, man. Appreciate y'all. I'm already on a late freight. I gotta watch this dog today. I don't mind watching them, but I don't want to. But I appreciate y'all. Peace.